Alright guys, so get your car up on jacks or whatever. If you have access to a lift, go ahead and use your lift, or in my case you're gonna have to get creative. So I used some pieces of wood to basically get the front up while I was going up on the back ramp to give me clearance so I could get this jack in there, and then I could jack it up and get it nice and level. You definitely want it nice and level for the tranny oil. So once you get your car up and you get it nice and safe, I put some jack stands here to be safe. You want to remove your engine cover, this guy right here, go ahead and remove it. Just a bunch of 8mm screws. There's a bunch, so you gotta remove them all. Alright guys, now go ahead and remove your transmission cover. Same thing, 8mm screws. Let's go. So for the last one is just 11mm. I believe it's a plastic bolt. Gonna need 11mm for this one. Oh, just a plastic nut. And the cover should come off, but over here, some kind of. So to remove the cover from this area, you just pretty much rotate it, and eventually you'll get in the same orientation, and it'll just pop off. Go ahead and set your cover aside, and then this is your tranny. Alright guys, so now we have access to the tranny pan and filter. We got our drain bolt, and we got our fastening screws here. So you could go ahead and remove your transmission heat shield. One bolt is right there, another one is right there. It is just half an inch, and go ahead and remove it. Alright guys, when you remove the heat shield, you could go ahead and open up the drain bolt. It's just a 10mm hex. Be sure to loosen your fill bolt too when you're draining it. Yeah, so let it drain until it stops dripping. So basically we don't see any more oil coming out. Now we could go ahead and remove the the tranny filter / pan. Alright, so once we're all drained, you can go ahead and start removing the tranny screws. It's just what size is it? It's a T40. It's just a T40. I mean, they're pretty light. I think they're like 10 Newton meters or something. So you want to get the side that's closer to the drain hole. So at this point, we pretty much removed all of the screws from this side all the way down to that side, except for the two front ones, and then there's a middle one in there too. So you see we have an angle now down towards the hole. So we got a bunch more oil dripping, so just do that and then let it completely drip out. So once it stopped dripping from the drain hole, you could go ahead and completely remove the old pan filter, and then you could get a clean cloth and clean the gasket area, the gasket surface where the gasket sits on. Get it nice and clean because you want a nice seal. So clean everywhere. Alright guys, so once you get the gasket area nice and clean with the clean cloth, you could go ahead and grab your new pan and the new screws. It's all included in the kit. I'll definitely put that in the description. Get this O-ring nice and lubed up too, and then we could go ahead and put it on. Alright guys, you could go ahead and get your new filter / pan on there. You might need an extra set of hands here, so one person holds it and one person gets the screws in there.
The filter inlet pop.
Now make sure you push the side where the filter inlet's in there, and you hear a little bit of a pop. Make sure it gets in there nice and securely. And then while one person's holding it, the other person could lightly thread in the screws.
Just get a few in there.
And then you could pretty much hand tight the screws so it's in there pretty much flush, but don't torque it down yet, because there's a sequence for that. Alright, so once you get your tranny pan on there and get your screws in, hand tighten, you can go ahead and torque everything down to 10 Newton meters. Guys, so you could go ahead and use your ZF Lifeguard Fluid 8. You could go ahead and use your oil pump and pretty much put the oil in there until it starts dripping out of the the fill hole. And then once that happens, you could turn on the car and run it through all the gears. So once you get the tranny oil in there until it leaks out of the fill hole, you go ahead and start your car and put it through all the gears. So we got like 5.3 liters in there so far. I think a total of 6 liters drained out. So we're still gonna put in about like 700 ml more. So once you get all the oil into your tranny, you can go ahead and put everything back together. I ended up just jacking one side more than the other side so I get the car in an angle and I could fit more oil in there, because I just wanted to put the 6 liters that came out of it. And then here's the results of the old oil and the new oil. I mean, the old oil looks pretty dirty, so I'm happy I got this done. This is only at 75,000 kilometers too, which works out to be roughly like 40,000 miles. I don't even have that much kilometers on my car, so it's pretty dirty already. What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. So first thing I wanted to talk about is when I was doing my replacing, I guess, my tranny pan, I guess I used the wrong torque wrench, and one of my tranny screws actually broke. So that was fun. I mean, when it happened, literally my heart fell out of my chest and like I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, oh my god, I need to change my tranny. I'm gonna have to take it to like a mechanic and they're gonna charge me like a crazy amount. But after, when I guess calmed down a little, I got a game plan going. I basically used a screw extractor tool, basically drilled in the middle a little bit and then used a screw extractor. Actually, before that I tried using some JB weld, see if I could screw the actual screw on there, but that didn't work. So the screw extractor worked really nice. What a relief, got it out. I mean, couldn't be happier. I did do a little bit of a video on that part, so you guys could check that out now. Hey guys, bad news. One of my tranny screws broke. So we're gonna have to try to remove it with a screw extractor. If you want to see the screw, it's kind of a pain in the butt where it broke. It's like barely sticking out, so I have no choice but to drill in there and then try to use a screw extractor to get it out. Let's go ahead and drill. I already started a little bit of a hole in the middle there. Hopefully it gets out, because not good. So I drilled in about into the screw about like that deep. It's about maybe like 3 millimeters, and then I tapped in the screw extractor in there. It's looking good so far. I had to use this initially because it was kind of tight in there, but now it's pretty loose, so it's coming out. So I mean, I guess if your screw does break, I hope it doesn't. Like, avoid breaking it. Make sure. The problem with us, I think my torque wrench, like, it had a problem, so I think I just put too much torque and it broke. But I'm so happy that it came out, because honestly I didn't really want to, like, if this would have not come out, you probably would have to drill a bigger hole and then re-thread it, but this thing saved my life. Screw extractor. Well, so a few things I wanted to talk to you guys about. So basically there's a video that FCP Euro did on YouTube that I used for reference to do this tranny oil change / the filter plan or whatever, pan. And I also used their website, their blog. They had some information there too. So a few things I wanted to talk to you guys about basically how they, I guess, told the viewer to do it. So everything was pretty much straightforward. Jack your car up level, remove your covers and everything, open your fill bolt a little, drain the tranny oil through the drain hole. Open the drain hole side first so you get an angle so more comes out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So initially, whenever I drained out the tranny oil, I got like about, I think, 5.3 liters of tranny oil out. And then because my screw broke, I had to leave it overnight because it got late, and then more tranny oil drained out. So total I got like about 6 liters out. So the thing that FCP Euro and more tutorials out there instruct you to do, they basically say put your new tranny pan and everything in there and fill it up until it leaks out of the fill hole, which I did. So once it leaked out of the fill hole, that was my first fill, which was about 3 liters. I got 3 liters in there. And then after that, they recommend you basically turn on the car and run it through all the gears and then get the tranny to the optimal temperature for the second fill, which there's a sticker on the tranny pan too, which I think it says 40 to 50 Celsius. If I'm wrong, it'll be in the description too. So I did that. On the second fill, I believe I got about 1.3 liters in there, yeah, for the second fill. So a total of 4.3 liters. the part that confused me was that basically that's when the tutorials online, they were saying that, okay, you're good to go. I only got 4.3 liters in there when I got a total of initially 5.3 liters out, but because I had to leave mine overnight, I got 6 liters out. So you guys out there, you might only get like 5 liters or 5.3. So I was basically short like 1.7 liters of oil, which didn't make sense because I followed the instructions. They basically want you to run the tranny a bit dry. I don't know, but what I ended up doing is I turned the car on again and I ran it through the gears, and I held the gas up, because they say if you hold it at like 2000 rpm it fills the torque converter. So by doing that again, I was able to get another, I believe, 1 liter in there. So total I got, after the 4.3, I got 5.3 liters in there, but then I was still short 700 ml. So to get the other 700 ml in there, what I did is I basically, same thing, turned the car, run it through the gears, but then I ended up jacking the car on one side. So basically the side that the fill hole is, I jacked that side up, and then I basically put the 700 ml more of the tranny oil in there, and it actually worked out pretty good, because at the end of the day, because of the screw breaking, I was able to get more dirty tranny oil out, and I was able to get more clean tranny oil in there. And then also the transmission pump, the oil pump that I bought from Amazon, actually worked out to be very good too, because the tube was like a perfect size for the hole, that it basically went in the hole and created like a little temporary seal, so you're able to kind of force the transmission oil in there instead of a smaller tube where you're putting it in there and the whole thing is leaking. So I was able to get the 700 ml in there. Once I got it in there, I just basically pulled the thing out and quickly put the screw in there. Probably like another 100 ml leaked out as I did that process of removing the tube and putting the screw in there. I mean, 100 ml compared to like 2 liters short is not, I mean 100 ml is nothing. So 2 liters, if I would have run my transmission 2 liters less, I mean, no, that's when I started to just step in and be like, no way, I'm not running my transmission only with 4.3 liters in there. So that's when I decided to put the actual 6 liters that came out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything will be in the description. Every parts I used, everything that I used, that specific oil pump that I use, I'll put in the description too if you guys want to do that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe for more. Yeah guys, thanks, peace out.